The phone call came early in the morning when most people were just starting their busy day. Someone had spotted a cat sitting by a drain, acting very strange and unusual. The caller was worried about the situation but did not know what to do about it. The rescuer had received many calls like this over the years working in animal rescue, but he knew from his long experience that when animals behave in unexpected ways, there is always a very good reason behind their strange actions. When he reached the exact location after driving through the busy morning traffic in his rescue vehicle, he saw exactly what the concerned caller had described to him over the phone. A cat was sitting perfectly still next to a large storm drain on the concrete sidewalk, staring down into the dark opening with complete focus and unwavering determination. She was not moving around freely like cats normally do throughout their active day. She was not looking for food in nearby garbage cans or playing with leaves blowing in the morning wind. Instead, she kept her tired eyes fixed directly on that dark drain opening as if something extremely important and precious was hidden down there in the cold depths below. He walked slowly and carefully closer to the worried cat, and knelt down gently beside the metal drain to get a much better look at the concerning situation. The cat immediately looked directly at him with desperate, pleading eyes that showed her pain, as if she had been waiting patiently for many hours for someone to finally understand her urgent and important message. Her whole body language clearly showed extreme stress and deep worry about something serious. When he carefully opened the heavy metal drain cover with both hands, lifting it slowly and steadily, he immediately heard very soft crying sounds echoing sadly from the complete darkness below. A tiny kitten was trapped helplessly in the shallow, dirty water that had slowly collected there over many days of recent rain. The little one could barely keep its small head above the surface of the cold water. It was completely wet, very cold, and extremely scared from being trapped alone in this dark, frightening place for so long. The small kitten had probably fallen through the drain opening by accident during the night and simply could not climb back out on its own because the smooth walls were too steep and slippery for its tiny claws. The devoted mother cat had been sitting in that exact same spot for many long hours, possibly even since the previous night when complete darkness had fallen over the quiet neighborhood. She had been desperately trying to get immediate help for her trapped baby in the only way she knew how to communicate. Her strong maternal instincts told her exactly where her precious kitten was located below, but she was completely powerless and unable to reach down far enough to rescue it herself with her own paws. The skilled rescuer worked quickly but very carefully to lift the small, trembling kitten safely out of the cold drain water. The tiny creature was shivering uncontrollably and appeared extremely weak from being in these harsh, cold conditions for such an extended period of time. The relieved mother cat immediately started purring very loudly and rubbing affectionately against his legs when she saw that her precious baby was finally safe and sound in caring hands. Her obvious relief was beautiful to see, and she seemed to understand completely that this kind, caring human had helped her during her most desperate hour of need. However, when he took extra time to examine the rescued kitten more closely in the bright daylight, he quickly realized that it was in serious medical trouble that needed immediate attention. The little one was barely moving its tiny limbs and its breathing was very shallow and quite concerning to watch. Spending so many cold hours in dirty, contaminated water had made it extremely weak and possibly very sick from the experience. The rescuer knew immediately that he would need professional veterinary help as soon as possible, so he made the important decision to plan a trip to call his trusted friend who worked as a vet and would explain the serious emergency situation that had developed. While he was making careful plans to get the weak kitten to proper medical care as quickly as possible, something truly amazing and completely unexpected began to happen right before his surprised eyes. The grateful mother cat seemed to suddenly realize that this particular man was completely different from all the other people who had simply ignored her desperate situation throughout the long day and cold night. She had quickly learned to trust him completely because he had actually listened carefully to her silent plea and successfully saved her baby when absolutely no one else would stop to help her. One by one, she started bringing her other hidden kittens directly to him from various secret locations scattered around the neighborhood area. She would disappear completely from sight for several long minutes, and then return carrying another small kitten very carefully in her gentle mouth. Each time she returned to the spot, she would gently place the tiny kitten near his feet and look up at him with hopeful, trusting eyes, as if asking him to please take care of this one too, and keep it completely safe from any harm. She was systematically and carefully showing him where she had been secretly hiding all her precious babies in different spots around the local neighborhood area. The struggling mother cat had been living a very difficult and dangerous life on the harsh streets, constantly trying her best to keep her growing family safe by hiding them in various temporary shelters she could manage to find. Old cardboard boxes behind stores, small spaces under front porches, narrow gaps between tall buildings, and other hidden places had become her makeshift nurseries, where she hoped her babies would be safe. The amazed rescuer watched in complete wonder as she continued her careful deliveries, bringing kitten after kitten to the same safe spot near him. She had been surviving as a homeless stray for many difficult months, always worried about finding enough food for herself while also protecting her vulnerable babies from fast cars, aggressive dogs, bad weather, and many other serious street dangers. But now she had finally found someone who genuinely cared about her babies just as much as she did. Her growing trust in him was both very touching and absolutely incredible to witness firsthand. This type of surprising situation happens quite frequently in animal rescue work, though it never stops being amazing and emotional. What starts as one simple emergency call can quickly develop into a much bigger and more complex situation that requires additional resources, time, and careful planning. Suddenly, instead of helping just one single trapped kitten, the dedicated rescuer found himself completely responsible for an entire cat family that needed immediate care, proper food, clean water, warm shelter, and professional medical attention. The plan was now to take the weak kitten to the vet as quickly as possible for emergency treatment that could save its life. The little one would definitely need special fluids, warming treatment, and possibly strong medication to recover fully from its cold, wet, frightening ordeal in the dark drain. With fast professional care and proper treatment, the kitten would have a much better chance of surviving this scary experience and growing up healthy and strong like other cats. Meanwhile, the caring mother cat and all her other babies would also need to be thoroughly examined by medical professionals who understand stray cats. Stray cats often develop various serious health problems like internal parasites, painful skin conditions, respiratory infections, and other medical issues that come directly from living outdoors without proper veterinary care and good nutrition. Each individual kitten would need to be carefully checked to make sure they were all healthy and strong enough to continue growing normally into adult cats. The rescue center would become their new temporary home while the entire cat family recovered slowly and got progressively stronger over the coming weeks and months. For the first time in many months of constant struggle, the tired mother cat could finally relax completely and stop constantly worrying about finding safe places to hide her babies from serious danger. She would know for certain that they were all together in one secure location and properly protected now from all harm. The playful kittens could play safely in their new, clean environment without any fear of fast cars, aggressive dogs, harsh weather, or other serious dangers they had faced daily while living on the unforgiving streets. They would begin receiving regular, nutritious meals, clean fresh water, and all the professional medical care they needed to grow into healthy, happy adult cats. The mother cat would also receive proper nutrition and medical care to help her recover from many months of stress and difficulty while caring for her babies as a homeless stray. This touching rescue story demonstrates very clearly how important it is for people to pay close attention to unusual animal behavior in their local communities. The devoted mother cat tried everything within her power to get help for her trapped baby. She sat by that drain for countless long hours, hoping desperately that someone would eventually understand her urgent message and take immediate action to help her family. Most people were simply too busy with their own lives and daily responsibilities to notice her desperate plea, but one caring person took the time to investigate the situation and act decisively to help save lives.